In order to understand the conflict of Al-Qaeda and the United States, I want to give you a little background history of them. The major attack that Al-Qaeda has done was the 9/11 tragedy that caused Americans to lose a lot of loved ones. Although I didn't know anyone who was killed in this attack, I know many families still mourn the death of their loved ones. Since 9/11, Al-Qaeda has suffered a confusing mix of setbacks and advantages. Brutal attacks on fellow Muslims have tarnished its reputation. Its leadership is under siege from the air drone strikes, and the core organization no longer has a safe haven. Al-Qaeda has also made history with the U.S. other than the 9/11 attack. A few incidents that led to the attack is the U.S. presence in Saudi Arabia, whereas of 19 hijackers were from Al-Qaeda said that for over 7 years in the U.S. has been occupying the lands of Islam and the holies of places, the Arabian Peninsula, plundering its riches, dictating to its rules, humiliating its people, and terrorizing its neighbors. Another is the sanctions that the U.S. imposed on Iraq, where in 1998 Al-Qaeda identified the Iraq sanctions as a reason to kill Americans. Americans are against trying to repeat horrific massacres, as though they are not content with the portrayed blockade imposed after the ferocious was the fragmentation and devastation. On that basis, and in compliance with Allah's order, they issued the following fatwa, which is an Islamic term for the legal opinion or learned interpretation to Muslims. The ruling to kill the Americans and their allies, civilians. Lastly is our support of Israel, late and military. A quote from Osama bin Laden that the expansion of Israel is one of the greatest crimes, and you are the leaders of its crime, and you are the leaders of its criminals. And as of 3 quarters, there is no need to explain and prove the degree of American support for Israel. The creation of Israel is a crime which must be erased. Each and every person whose hands have become pulled in their contribution towards this crime must pay its price, and pay for it heavily. Now I hope I have enlightened you on a little history on why Al-Qaeda attacks the United States. Till this day, Al-Qaeda and the United States still have their issues. Al-Qaeda's branch in Yemen, which officials have called the terror group's most dangerous affiliate, has issued 2 threatening new communiques praising recent lone wolf style attacks against the West and calling for more of them. A letter from the mask bomb makes with Al-Qaeda quoted that we urge you to strike America in its home and beyond. This means that the attack against us could affect many lives. America is first in the situation and will be the first to get struck. This will be a major tragedy, being that we just dealt with 9/11 14 years ago. We are not yet aware of who wrote the letter to America, but we do know that this letter has drawn the attention of terror trackers. A man by the name of Asari has a $5 million bounty on his head, and if he is the person who wrote this letter, he has definitely put himself at risk. One thing that Asari should be concerned with is that the message is traced back to him. It is said that U.S. drone strikes have killed a series of top Al-Qaeda leaders over the past few months, which is another reason for the attack on the U.S. I want to take a minute and tell you a little background information on Asari. Asari was a key player in the 2009 Christmas Day bomb attempt. where a passenger from Africa almost managed to get a bomb aboard on a Detroit-bound plane that he had hidden in his underway. Assyria was also behind the placing of bombs and printer cartridges aboard planes headed for the U.S. But who found before getting to the United States? Assyria designed a bomb that his brother carried on him to kill Saudi Arabia's counterterrorism chief in 2009. The plan was also a fail and managed to kill his brother and not the Saudi Arabia minister. He is the most dangerous terrorist operative that the United States faces today. Assyria is developing a new generation of explosive devices, including a new generation of underwear and shoe bomb devices. He has trained a lot of people who are able to do what he does. He wants them to bring imagination and innovation to an explosive device that can make it through the U.S. or Western security. The U.S. is under attack by Al-Qaeda and have to come up with a plan to fight back before it is too late. If you would like to check out more on this article, please check out the links below. Thank you for your time.